Hello and welcome back to Stories with a Side of Weird. I'm Peter.
And I'm Eliza. This week, we've got two new people and a recipe that's going to dig all the way in the back cobwebs of my brain to when I was in 4th grade.
Oh wow, that far back.
Yeah. Maybe there were dinosaurs, cavemen, who knows?
Who knows?
But this is a recipe introduced by a family friend. And so let's check it out, see what our guests think of it.
Alrighty, let's do it.
All right, so we have Jared and Darcy. Jared may or may not be related to Peter.
Maybe.
By marriage.
By marriage.
They didn't marry each other.
No.
Jared's married to Darcy.
He is my cousin.
Yes. But anyway, for our food, we have, some people call them ham roll-ups. I grew up calling them Nebraska horse duvers.
Horse duvers?
That's what we called them, because hors d'oeuvres looks like horse duvers.
What's a duver?
No, that's a hors d'oeuvres.
We called them horse duvers. I don't know.
What is a duver?
What we call
She's saying it's an hors d'oeuvre, but you break because it's hors d'oeuvres.
We call them horse duvers.
If anyone else has got like weird terminology like that, comment down below.
Hooked on phonics did not work for you.
What's maybe ironic is the friend of ours that taught us this. She was the vice principal at my elementary school.
Huh?
Really?
Southern California, hooked on phonics really works.
Still working to this day.
So it's a weird looking thing. Tastes fantastic though. So before we get into questions,
Let's go ahead and give it a shot.
I don't know. I like pickles and I like ham and I like cream cheese. I don't know that I like them together.
you will.
Okay.
I promise.
Come on, Eliza, get one.
Oh,
You gotta get in here. Come
I
on.
should never ask.
I like the crunching.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like dill pickle.
Now, if they were sweet pickles, you might like it.
I've had this with sweet pickles. That's what my mom used to make.
Oh,
Not a fan.
they make whole sweet pickles?
Yeah.
The little ones.
Oh, I had no idea.
They make
See?
sweet pickles. They make
In every form.
in every form there is.
This could be fun to try in multiple. Spicy pickles.
The famous
Mm.
Dave one. It's like a sweeter one with spicier. That one's really good.
A garlic pickle might be really
Garlic
good.
pickle might be really good with that one.
I like the
But-
texture is great. I like the
They-
texture.
I like the snappiest of the pickle. Pickle.
Horse duvers.
Horse steers. Horse steers. The cream cheese was very nice with it. It didn't really have to add much of a flavor, but added a creaminess to it.
Right.
Yeah.
And the ham, of course, was ham, and it was really good.
Yeah.
So altogether, it was just basically just like a sandwich without the bread.
Oh,
No
Kind of.
carbs. We're going keto.
And I like pickles on my sandwiches.
Well, then there you go.
The key is, though, you have to dry your ham.
Yes. And your pickles.
Yes, that too.
'Cause
Otherwise, it just doesn't stick.
The cream cheese won't stick.
Yeah. So we'll put the recipe down there below. But that's our weird today. So, yeah.
Well, perfect.
Very good.
So, you want to start us off with some questions, Peter?
I do. So, Jared.
It's for
Yes.
you.
It is for you.
I figured.
So, you grew up in Vegas,
Yeah.
and I always found that very fascinating that you grew up down there because I grew up in Utah, so which is almost the same, but not the same at the same time because of how Las Vegas was founded in the first place was basically an offshoot of Utah,
yes.
but it ended up completely separate and different.
Mhm.
So, what kind of interesting experiences growing up there in Vegas did you have?
That's a loaded question.
That is, I know it's a loaded question, but
To keep it safe for the channel, my dad said if you want to succeed in Vegas, you have to stay away from three things: women, gambling, and drinking. If you get involved with women, they'll cause you to drink. Drinking will lead you to gambling. If you start gambling, you begin to drink, which will lead you to the women. So if you want to succeed, you stay away from those three things. You'll make it good in Vegas. Plus, also, supposed to Utah if I wanted steak and eggs at 2 a.m. or to go bowling or go to the movies or do anything I
It's
wanted
not
to do.
happening.
You can't do it in Utah.
No, you cannot.
It's impossible to do it in Utah.
This is very true.
I still struggle with that 16 years later. 2 o'clock in the morning, Saturday morning, I'm like, man, I would really like to. Nope, never mind.
Denny's.
There is a Denny's. There's always that. It's not the best, but
That's not bowling. You can't bowl in Denny.
no, you cannot bowl.
Well, what if you like?
The
You know,
waitresses get kind of angry. When
I
you
was
bowl.
gonna say the ketchup.
I got my
That-
15-pound balls. They just get really upset.
Right. I mean, we had the same problem in California. We couldn't go bowling anywhere at 2 a.m.
Only in Las Vegas.
Only in Vegas.
It's true. Only in Vegas.
I would work.
And I guess maybe
graveyard
Atlanta, Georgia, too. Where
Oh,
it's very
Atlantic-
similar. Atlantic
Oh,
City.
Atlantic
Yeah.
City.
Atlantic City.
Or Reno, Nevada.
Or Reno, Nevada. Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Except-
There.
Or
Las
maybe on an Indian reservation at their casino.
Or that, maybe. Yeah.
Very true.
Casinos. That's the
Casinos,
theme.
period.
Yeah.
It's that kind of,
That's true. What
The
did,
nightlife.
what did you do at 2 a.m, Darce?
Sleep.
Yeah. Not in Vegas.
No. I grew up on the Northwest, the Pacific Northwest. And you went to bed at 10 o'clock because nothing good happened after midnight. So we were in bed. And I'm a morning person. So I go to bed at 10 o'clock at night and I'm up by 6 a.m. every day. So
This is very true. Yeah.
I turn into a pumpkin.
Does.
I go to bed at 2 in the morning and get up at 5.
Yeah. No sleep.
You're a better
hey,
person.
some people can do it. There are those people that can sleep a shorter amount of time and they function perfectly fine. So, I mean, it's not out of the norm for people to do that.
I think I could do that when I was 19. That was it.
Most people grow out of it, so it's more or less like in your teenage years, maybe into your 20s, but then it starts slumping off as closer you get to your 30s. But some people, they can extend it out and actually keep going and be
Yeah.
perfectly fine.
Okay, so I've got a question here. Darcy,
Yes,
you like to cook.
I do.
Jared, what's your favorite thing that she cooks?
Food.
Specifically, what out of all the food that you enjoy, what's your
Okay.
most favorite if you could choose to have something
Yes.
every day
I gotta
for the
keep
rest
going
of your
into
life?
this.
You can.
What would you want it to be?
Probably hamburgers.
That I make.
Yeah, we make hamburgers.
I know, but
What's your favorite thing to cook?
oh my gosh. People ask me this all the time.
Of course they do.
I don't really have a favorite thing because I like all cooking, but desserts would be the genre of desserts.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be more of like a baking, like like an actual recipe of like cooking. So that's more of like a separated out. So
What's your least favorite
Hold on.
recipe to make?
Before we get to that, fondue night.
there
Yeah,
you go.
fondue is good.
Fondue's always good.
Fondue night.
I
has
make
to
a
be
pretty
my favorite.
good fondue. It's pretty good.
There you go.
There you go.
So are you asking of my least favorite thing to cook or bake?
Either. Dealer's choice.
Gosh, my least favorite.
Okay,
thing
I
to
cannot
cook.
keep looking.
You know, to be fair, I don't cook things I don't like because that's my prerogative, and I just even if my kids like it, I don't make it because I don't like it. But I would say out of the recipes that I make, my least favorite thing, just because it takes a lot of time. It's so much better homemade, but spaghetti sauce, like
Oh,
bolognese, it's so good homemade, and mine is really good, but it just chopping onions and celery and carrots and just a lot goes into it, so it takes a lot of time.
I thought you were gonna say chicken fingers.
That takes a lot of time too, but I enjoy eating chicken fingers, and they're so much better homemade, which we haven't done in a really long time. I have-
I'm saying the
I
word
have thawed chicken in the fridge. We should make some
bolognese.
bolognese.
Or steers.
It's like
I'm going to interject that into like conversations that's randomly just for fun now.
horse skewers.
Horse steers.
For sure.
Well,
steers.
Do you know that Worcestershire sauce? Just say Worcestershire sauce.
It's Worcestershire sauce.
No, it's Worcestershire
Or-
sauce.
But
machine washing sauce.
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire. No, it's Worcestershire sauce.
I apologize. I do try. There is a lot of times that I really have no idea how to say it.
There's A lot of things. If you can watch a professional cooking show, and very few of them can say Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire.
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 Or Worcestershire. Or wash your sister sauce.
I'd rather not. I'll stay away from that one.
That's what Jared says too.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, so Jared, I've actually got another question for you. So growing up in Vegas, having the 24 hours a day, wherever that is that you can do, I know that concerts go on a lot down there. I absolutely love concerts. What's one of your highlighted concerts that you went to or an experience from a concert that really speaks to you?
Can I answer this question for him?
It's Jared's.
Yeah. Go if you know it.
Halloween night, they went to a Bare Naked Ladies concert and went trick-or-treating with the Bare Naked Ladies. He's told this story over and over.
I think that it would have been the drag show if he would have come in.
Right? He would have loved it.
My friend won tickets to the Bare Naked Ladies
See?
on Halloween. And we're hanging out with them pre-show, and they were like, "What are you doing after?" And we're like, "Well, we're going trick-or-treating." They were like, "Well, isn't that going to be too late?" I said, "No, not in Vegas." So after the show, they asked if they could come with us, and the funniest thing in the world is them people opening the doors and go, "Oh, what are you?" And they're like, "We're the Bare Naked Ladies," and then just handing them candy. Like,
no, seriously, we are the Bare Naked Ladies.
It was brilliant. Yeah, that was fun. And then hanging out at the Irish pub in Vegas and having Flogging Molly show up.
Oh, love Flogging Molly.
Rammstein showing
you
up.
guys are awesome.
Rammstein showing up like randomly in Vegas on stops in between places.
He's got our
That's
son's
awesome.
stuff on that, on Rammstein.
Yeah.
Rammstein is awesome.
Saw Metallica. When Korn was first getting on the scene, they opened for Metallica. That was really, really amazing show. Garth Brooks made it rain inside the Thomas and Mack.
You've
for
seen
his
them all.
double live.
Just say you've seen them all.
Smashing Pumpkins, Gwen Stefani.
Every weekend you were at a
Offspring,
concert.
Tool was funny because South Park had just released Mr. Hanky and the Christmas Pooh. And so instead of having an opening band, Tool actually played that episode before their show because it was banned on TV.
Was the song in that episode their song or something?
No. It was highly offensive to have a poop be part of Christmas back in those days.
True, yeah. I mean,
still offensive.
But Maynard, the lead singer of Tool, is a comic person. He loves comedy. And so he loves doing that kind of stuff.
So they aired the band Christmas show pre-concert, forewent an opening band, and then just started the show. It was awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah, I've seen more bands than I can shake a stick at. Edwin McCain, Jewel, Garbage, Offspring I saw multiple times, 9 Inch Nails, Power Man 5000, Blink-182, so on and so forth.
But how was the heat? I mean, let's talk about the heat.
Well,
he was used to it then.
One of my most favorite venues was Red Hot Chili Peppers and Weezer outside 4th of July weekend. And man, that was amazing.
That's not my cup of tea.
Such a spectacular fireworks show. Flea got up and did this crazy like solo on a trumpet and then on the bass, and then he just went nuts for like 12 minutes while the band was getting ready in between their sets. It was so much fun.
I wish somebody had that recording. Put that down here on this link. That'd be cool to see.
Oh yeah.
Especially in an air-conditioned house.
It's better outside.
I'm sure. Was your favorite concert you ever went to, Dars?
U2. They're my favorite band still. Like, even growing up, they were my favorite, and they still are. I went and saw their discotheque, right? Europop.
That was an awful concert.
The worst album they have. There's only one song on there called Discotheque that was a good song, but the rest were awful. I saw that, but then I went and saw Joshua Tree, and I went and saw All You Can't Leave Behind here in Utah, actually.
Did you leave them behind?
Yeah, I did. They had to stay there. Couldn't
Okay.
take them with me. But it was an amazing. They make an amazing concert. They do an amazing job. But my very first concert was the Jets. Do any of you know who that is?
Oh yes.
They're an LDS band, 12 kids all in this group, and I was like 12, 11, 12. Saw them at the State Fair in Washington.
That's cool.
And I hear them on the radio on the 80s station. I'm like, I know this song. So I haven't seen as many as Jared has. I've seen Alanis Morissette, and I've seen Pearl Jam. U2 and the Jets, I think. Oh no, and Muse. We went and saw Muse. That's a fantastic
Cage the
concert.
Elephant.
Ooh, that would've
Opening
been
for them. It was a
Whoa.
fantastic show.
And I would
It was
say
amazing.
the best show I've ever seen, as in not just the singing, but the
weirdo.
show, would be actually one of his favorite Christmas bands, Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
They put on a
The
crazy
music
good
is great.
show.
I'm fine with the music, but the show, oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
The album doesn't do it justice.
The show is
There's a lot of the
amazing.
story that they put together for the Christmas album that they don't do on the album itself that they do in the show.
In the show, it was so good.
That's really
It
cool.
was so good.
Well, that is really awesome. Well, I think we're good for this week.
I think so.
I think we're done torturing them with questions.
Now we're gonna have Jared sing a solo.
Yeah.
Just
No.
kidding.
But thanks for coming and watching.
Yeah, and we would love to hear your suggestions. If you have recipes, people, anything, let us know, please.
Down in the comments.
Yes, and now do your tongue twister.
My tongue twister. Remember to like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah.
Right.
Bye.
All right, bye.